Hey, here's a question. How to know whether it's actually God you're listening to or just your own thoughts? Well, look, it's reasonably easy. What you need to do is learn to test the spirits as you go. So you put your question to God in writing, and you might say, God, look, what are you saying about my mortgage, if that's something you want to know? And then you write the beginning of God's sentence for him, even though you know he hasn't said this, but you're writing something for him to speak into. So you might write, Steve, what I'm saying about your mortgage is, and then you start writing, expecting God to give you the words as you do. Now, of course, you're naturally going to think when you've written God's answer, there's no way that was God. It's just what I want to hear, or it's just my own imagination. And by the way, that's a typical experience of most of the Bible heroes, wondering whether it was really God talking to them. And if you don't believe me, just look up some of the stories. But here's the thing. When you've written God's answer and you're thinking, I just don't even know if that's God, then write that as your next question. God, I just think I might be making this up. And then start writing, expecting God to give you the words as you do. Once again, you're probably going to still be going, just not sure. This seems crazy. So write that as your next question. God, I think this is crazy. And then start writing, expecting him to give you the words as you do. Essentially, what you're doing is you're interrogating and pushing God until you get an answer. You're seeking him, pushing into him and seeking him, which is what he asks you to do. Now, you've also got to test the spirits. I mean, you are listening in the spirit, hoping to hear from God. Well, you want to be sure that you're not listening to your own imagination or a demonic spirit or some sort of evil force. So you need to keep asking. Matthew 7:7 in the Bible says, ask and keep on asking. And it depends a lot on how important it is to you to hear God's voice. If it's important, you're going to keep on asking, God, I just don't know if that's really you. Write that down and then write again, expecting him to give you the words as you do, until you begin to sense in your spirit that comfort that comes when you think, you know what? I really think that's God. It will change your life. People report that drug habits have been dropped, relationships have been healed, their relationships with their kids suddenly are okay, their business finances get better. Well, how could that not happen if you're having a conversation with God? Give it a go. It will change your life.